Ziaur Rahman, the symbol of freedom and the voice of common people, the great national leader, the first president during the War of Independence, and the proclaimer of the independence of Bangladesh. In 1971, March the 26th, Zia proclaimed,
I, Mr. Ziaur Rahman, do hereby declare the independence of Bangladesh.
At first he said, "We revolt," and then declared the independence of Bangladesh and declared the war against the government of Pakistan. During the first Victory Day of Bangladeshi people, Zia wrote an article published in March 26, 1972, issue of the Dainik Bangla, the government-owned daily Bengali newspaper. He wrote, "It was 2:15 a.m. on the night of March the 26th, 1971, a day written with letters of blood in the heart of Bengalis. People of Bangladesh will remember this day forever. They will love to remember it. This day would never be forgotten. Never, never, never." The declaration of independence by him was not impulsive, nor he participates the war suddenly. He cultured this dream from very early stage of his life. In this article entitled Birth of Our Nation, he wrote, "The language movement began in 1952. At that time I was in Karachi, studying in grade 10. The Pakistani media, intelligentsia, government employees, the army and the people condemned the Bengali language and the Bengali people alike. They termed it Bengali nationalism and considered it as a conspiracy against their state. Therefore, they untidily tried to foil it. They called for tough actions against it. They wanted to boss the Bengalis in all spheres of their life and snatch away all of their rights." In 1953, he joined the Pakistan Military Academy at Kakul as an officer cadet. At that time, he was only 17. He was too young, and only a few Bengalis got this position at Pakistan Army. During the Indo-Pakistan War of 1965, Ziaur Rahman fought in the Kemkaran sector as a company commander. It was his company which received the highest numbers of gallantry awards for heroic performances in the war. Again, he expressed his feelings in an article called Birth of Our Nation, and wrote, "The Pakistanis believed the Bengalis were not good soldiers. The Battle of Kemkaran went against their deep-rooted belief. The Indo-Pak War boosted our confidence. The Bengali soldiers of the army and the Air Force grew confident. We felt that we are capable of fighting any force of the world." He also wrote, "Since my school life, the outlook of the Pakistanis used to hurt me. I knew they hated us from the core of their heart. I heard many such stories from my friends at school. The young generation of Pakistan was being taught to hate the Bengalis. They were taught to treat the Bengalis as a loathsome creature. I was a silent listener, but sometimes I used to hit back." With the partition of India into two parts, an abnormal state named Pakistan was created in 1947. A key resolution at a national education summit in Karachi advocated Urdu as the sole state language and its exclusive use in the media and in schools. Opposition and protest immediately arose. In the height of the civic unrest, Governor-General of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, arrived in Dhaka on the 19th of March 1948. On the 21st of March, at a civic reception, he declared that Urdu, and only Urdu, will be the state language of Pakistan.
Let me make it very clear to you, and leave no doubt, that the state language of Pakistan is going to be Urdu and no other language.
Afterwards, Bengali nation strongly protests against this statement and claimed to keep Bangla along with Urdu as the state language. They were denied, and protesters called for an all-out protest on the 21st of February 1952, including strikes and rallies. In an attempt to prevent the demonstration, the government imposed Section 144 in Dhaka, thereby banning any gathering. Police fired tear gas shells towards the gate to warn the students, and then opened fire and killed a number of students. The torture increased on Bengali nation, and in February 1957, at Kagmari summit, which was held in Tangail district, Maulana Fasani, a prominent political leader, says, As-salam alaikum. Salam of Vasani was the first basement of the independence movement of Bangladesh. After huge political ups and downs, 6-point demands of autonomy was raised by the people of East Pakistan in 1966. Later on, widespread unrest spreads as a demand, and in 1969 this unrest turned into Bengali nationalist movement. Yahya Khan was forced to set for the general election. In December 1970, Pakistani general election was held in 300 parliamentary constituencies to elect members of the National Assembly of Pakistan. At the general election, Awami League scores a sweeping victory, winning 167 of 169 seats in the East Pakistan and giving it a clear majority in the National Assembly. President Yahya Khan called the National Assembly on March 3rd, 1971, and then postponed the National Assembly. Though Awami League got the majority in the election, Pakistan denied to hand over the power to this party. On March 1st, 1971, General Yahya Khan postponed the National Assembly scheduled on the 3rd of March for an indefinite time. The freedom-seeking Bengalis of East Pakistan flew into a rage on hearing this news. The enraged students hoisted the flag of independent Bangladesh for the first time on March 2nd, 1971, and the next day, on the 3rd of March, declared the Independence Manifesto of Independent Bangladesh. People all over the country were mentally prepared for the War of Independence. They were only awaiting the Declaration of Independence. Millions of people gathered at the Ramana racecourse on historic 7th of March. Everybody expected that Sheikh Mujib would declare the independence of Bangladesh. But he finished his speech giving 4 proposals to compromise with Pakistan. Yahya Khan came to the then East Pakistan from the West Pakistan, amidst the agitated march demanding independence, and conducted a series of meetings at the local Sheraton in Dhaka with Sheikh Mujib, the leader of the majority party of Pakistan.
But discussion is going on about the political situation of this country, and discussion will continue. And tomorrow 10 o'clock again I am meeting the President and discussing.
Sheikh Mujib briefed the journalists on the progress of the meetings with the leaders of West Pakistan on March the 22nd, 1971.
Only this I can say, that now we are continuing our discussion, and discussion is progressing.
The West Pakistanis assembled thousands of Pakistani soldiers in Bangladesh, keeping Sheikh Mujib busy with discussions. After deploying more than 1 lakh soldiers in the East Pakistan, the West Pakistan leaders left Dhaka on March the 25th, 1971, in the afternoon. After that, the Pakistan army started genocide that night to suppress the freedom fighters all over the country. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman did not declare the independence even on March the 25th, 1971. Aspiring to become the first Prime Minister of United Pakistan, Rather, he was arrested by the Pakistan Army at his own residence in Dhaka. The freedom fighters did not have a leader after being attacked by the Pakistani Army. Under the circumstances, Ziaur Rahman first declared the independence of Bangladesh, representing himself as the temporary head of the state on March the 26th, 1971, from Chittagong.
And having known the earlier background that the Pakistanis were out to kill our people, the civilian population and the Bengali army personnel, we had no other way but to take up arms and fight our way out. I wanted to tell the world what was happening, and I went up the air in the evening and I made the declaration.
In his second declaration, Ziaur Rahman declared the independence of Bangladesh on behalf of Sheikh Mujib. Ziaur Rahman did not have any sort of indecision to declare the independence. It is because Ziaur Rahman had the mindset from his student life to snatch the independence of the Bengalis at the convenient time. Ziaur Rahman writes under the title, Birth of Our Nation. The disparity of the Pakistani attitude pricked me from school life. From that school life, I thought that I would strike at the very existence of Pakistan if I had my day. I suppressed that desire, awaiting proper time and place. This was Ziaur Rahman, who declared the independence of Bangladesh. He not only declared independence, but also fought along with the freedom fighters for 9 months, and snatched the independence of Bangladesh. Ziaur Rahman was also the chief of army staff in independent Bangladesh. After that, he joined in politics and became popular and successful. He was the first elected president of Bangladesh as well. In independent Bangladesh, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the then Prime Minister, banned all the political parties of the country on January the 25th, 1974. He formed single party, Bakshal. But Ziaur Rahman ensured the right to continue politics for all the parties. He introduced multi-party democracy instead of one-party Bakshal. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman banned all the newspapers except 4. Ziaur Rahman withdrew all the restrictions imposed on mass media and ensured its freedom. Ziaur Rahman established the political party Bangladesh Nationalist Party, BNP, for the development of the country. The party was in state power for 5 times so far after its formal inception on September the 1st, 1978. This party, established by Ziaur Rahman, who declared the independence of Bangladesh, is the most popular political party of the country at present.